Just got a call from the comrade. He said I need a favor, blood. That ain't nothing, God, but these phone lines is flaming, bro. Meet me at the spot quickly. Hit me to the details. We gotta be sneaky if we wanna prove this. Brother hands is tied, some transpired in his backyard. All fingers point to him. If he react, God, the pigs is involved. They pretending to target. This dude gotta go. He violated somebody's daughter. Because the homie from OT. That ain't about nothing. Cause the brother owed me a favor. We handled a problem for him a couple months back. Did it real smooth, where it wouldn't come back to haunt him. He said no problem. When I kited him, wait for things to die down, then we gon' bring the violence. Spent a couple months to get the routine down, yes sir. You already know how that revenge is best served. Got artillery and killers with ability to pop up. Wait for things to get slippery, then we gon' drop him. He got off scot-free on the technicality. A victim dies 1,000 deaths when justice isn't handled properly. Crept up on his property, his eyes but when he saw the heat. Talking about don't kill me, but we ain't here for talking, B. We came dressed like UPS, and I brought a package. Oh, so you like touching girls, you little faggot? Lessons to be taught, but don't get caught. Justice must be brought, but don't get caught. What's the law? Put the ball in your court. Get it done, but don't get caught. Blend in with the dark and don't get caught. Study your mark and don't get caught. You know you right. In your heart of hearts, stake out your enemies and don't get caught. Crossing T's, dotting I's, see opportunity and then you capitalize. Never send a boy to do a man's job, or use silk to go and swat flies. If we serious about this cracker's demise, then we gotta be wise and improvise. Anytime someone molests a child, he should be fed his fingers before he dies. Now these ain't just rhymes, I'm tired of being tired. Pigs kill our babies and they mamas cry. Brothers say it is what it is and don't even try. Figure a limb for a limb and an eye for an eye will make a fool think twice and make a spy recognize. Those the same people that put fire to your behinds. Of any to ever endeavor in our defeat. They had to make us think that we were free. We're unstoppable when faced with adversity. We gotta put in work, but DGC, laundry list of enemies. We gotta stop this onslaught. Get it done, but don't get caught. The spook who sat by the door. Warriors, I implore. DGC, this is raw shadow law. The sword is their lord, but that bow make them bow. Ask Nanny, ask Zumbi, and ask Hannibal. Lessons to be taught, but don't get caught. Yeah, justice must be brought, but don't get caught. What's the law? Put the ball in your court. Get it done, but blend in with the dark and don't get caught. Study your mark and don't get caught. You know you're right. In your heart of hearts, stake out your enemies and don't get caught. Black man. Got creeps, pedophiles, roaming our neighborhoods, our communities, preying on our children. What we waiting for? Approval from who? Mask up, load up, and handle our business. But don't get caught. Yeah, don't get caught. Yeah. Mayasa Asapo. Yeah. The King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Omawali, ambassador of ambassadors. Until we move on one accord. An L is what we can't afford. Gotta protect our spinal cords, cause snakes shed skin, but not their nature. I said snakes shed skin, but not their nature. I said snakes shed skin, but not their nature. Process of elimination, binomial nomenclature. Remember we're talking about a thing and its very makeup. And how far does it really stray from? Snakes shed skin, but not their nature. Yep, snakes shed skin, but not their nature.
I gave you fair warning, beware. I gave you fair warning, beware.
Alright, Uncle Job Snap, pt.2 on Black Power family, what up? It's your brother in Google, now you see R.A.N.M. Once again, you are rocking with R.A.N.M. RBG TV. Yes, you should know this by now that we keep it G. Raw and uncut. Common sense science. For the common people. Dealing with common issues. Seeking common solutions. You dig? You know this by now, say it along with me. What's the cure? What's the method? What's the motto? What's the madness? And it is madness because people don't understand it, but it's black love. You know why? Because black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Alright. We gotta take care of some serious business in this conversation right here that we're gonna have today. And I believe I want to call today, I think I want to call today a part 2 to another build that I did previously on the channel. Make sure you go check that out right here on R&M RBG TV. And nonetheless, it's going to be a part 2 of Set the Example. Follow me, if you will. Just walk with me, get comfortable, sit back, relax. But we got to start setting some examples out here, straight up and down. Especially when it comes to those in leadership positions. And I use that word very loosely. Because at the end of the day, action reflects leadership, right? So with that being said, again, like I said, I want to call today Set the Examples Part 2. And let me go ahead and throw out my premise. This is my premise right here. My premise is coming from, if anybody was tuned into Blog Talk Radio the other night, there was a rather interesting interview being taken place. It was between Brother Polite of New Covenant and one of Captain Tazariak of IRCPK, one of his many wives, right? And nonetheless, if you tuned in, you know exactly the energy that I'm going to be working with, because that interview was something serious. It was something fierce. It was damn near disgusting to hear the things that I heard coming out of this sister's mouth. Again, this is no speculation, no outside interference. This was coming from her, herself. She was live and direct on the radio. You heard her voice, you heard her plight, you heard her brokenness from dealing with this shit for so long. So with that being said, like I said, we're going to call today Set the Example Part 2. I'm going to try my best. I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to try my best to get the link to the radio show last night. I'm going to put it in the description box if I can find it. That way, you all can be up to speed. Is exactly what I'm talking about. You can hear it for yourself, rewind it, play back as many times as you want to. You're going to understand exactly what I mean when I say this shit was disgusting. Now, I just thought I'm going to throw out a couple key points that I heard that really pissed me off. And then I'm going to get into my own personal build about this stuff, right? What I heard basically was this. Again, if anybody who knows about ISUBK, Captain Tazariak, or whatever the case may be, this is the big brolic brother. I can't even call him a bruh after hearing the shit that I heard. It's a big brolic dude, right? Who's out there every Saturday on Lenox Ave, 125th and Lenox in Harlem, spitting that bullshit that they themselves don't even believe. Because hell, even Captain Tazariak said that we need to do things and focus on things that's bigger than God. So he doesn't even believe the own stuff that he says out his own mouth. But because he's getting pumped up, because he's getting all gassed up by this General Yohana dude, commanding General Yohana of the ISUPK, as they love to say, right? This is a man that you never really see like that unless he's in a locked away room somewhere screaming and blacking out on the radio. You never see him in the streets. He's never amongst the people, but yet he's always gassing up these dudes. I can't call them brothers based on the way they conduct themselves within their own homes. I can't even call them a brother. You understand? But nonetheless, they pump. He's pumping these dudes up to go out there with this bullshit, right? You already know how they deal with the sisters, especially the black woman, only the black woman, Let's keep it 100. They love white women. Let's keep it G. They do. And they hate the ones that birthed them, which is the black woman. Now, a couple key things that I got to my attention that I really didn't appreciate nor like. Prior to the radio show that Polite was having, Johanna went up on his own radio show an hour before the sister began to speak her piece and just started calling her a whore, wicked, this, that, and the third, harlot, anything that you can think of to degrade a woman. All of this was in the company of Tazariak and his other wives, right? They were sitting right there with him. He's co-signing, going along with it, this, that, and the third. Calling, like I said, calling the sister all kinds of crazy shit. Degrading his own, watch this, degrading his own children, one of his children that he has with a sister, because that child happens to have, was born with a quote-unquote deformity, whether it was developmental delay, or physicality, whatever the case may be, right? They deem that child basically unworthy to even come up in their own temple and worship with them because of, again, this deformity, quote unquote. But again, like I said, whether it's a physical deformity, a mental delay, whatever the case may be, that child is no longer warranted or no longer able to partake in this worship of their God in their temple. Their women cannot partake nor come into the temple when they're on their natural life cycle. You understand? They can't come into the temple. But yet this same sister who can't come into the temple because of her natural body cleansing itself, she was homeless and living in the damn temple. But now because her body's cleaning itself, she can't come in and partake. Okay. Now, I did a little bit of some studies up on these guys or whatever. They have an issue with polygamy, and anybody who knows about Brother Polite, he's quick to tell you, he's quick to even show you nonetheless that he's in a polygamous relationship. He has multiple wives, but yet at the end of the day, all of his wives are taken care of. All of his wives are secured. All of his wives are in tip-top shape nonetheless, for lack of a better phrase. Meanwhile, ISUPK, Tazariak's crew, Johanna's crew, they're against polygamy. But then they turn around and say that these men can have as many women as they want. So that kind of cancels out that what they don't like or what they disapprove of. That cancels that out right there. That's confusion. Then on top of that, the many wives are hidden. They're kept in secret from one another. So therefore, you're going out, spitting whatever game that you spitting to get to these women, and 9 times out of 10, these women are very insecure. You understand? They're very low in self-esteem. You understand? But at the end of the day, they have to be kept in secret from one another. That's not some man shit. If you're gonna do it and be proud in doing it. Don't hide. Don't tuck your tail and run. Because when you out on that corner, banging that bullshit, you all tough body. You super duper inflated. But when it comes to the way you conducting yourself in your own household, with your own family, it's all wrong. It's all backwards. Now, at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. We all got our flaws. But when you put yourself on a certain pedestal, when you put yourself out there in a certain light before the public, you gotta live with that shit. You gotta live up to it. You have to stand on that pedestal for what it is that you set up for yourself. Don't get all upset, crying, bitching and moaning because somebody allowed your woman, nonetheless, to speak her piece. Because every time, and this is all within the conversation, you can check it out for yourself. Many times she went to different, she went to her own camp, which is the ISUPK at the time. She went to other Hebrew camps at the time, trying to seek refuge, trying to get her point across. They all shitted on her. Now again, these are all supposed to be so-called men of the Lord, right? All men of the Lord, right? I don't know what Lord this is that they're representing, but it's a Lord that I don't want to be represented by. It's a Lord that I don't want to give my quote-unquote worship and attention to. That's for damn sure. I'll tell you that. Because if that's the energy that they're receiving from that Lord, that God, you got to keep that shit. Because at the end of the day, one, you're disrespecting yourself by not standing up to what you say. Right? Two, you're disrespecting your own mother that birthed you, the black woman. 3, you're disrespecting, again, the black woman that you chose to be with, that you chose to lay with and make children. Then number 4, you're disrespecting your own children. What part of the game is this? What part of the game is this? Now, I done read the Bible cover to cover. Back when I was in my stuff, this, that, and third. I read the Bible cover to cover. I've read the Quran cover to cover. Nowhere is the shit that they doing, that they're allowing this man, this male, I can't even call him a man even, this male Tazariak to do. They're more pissed off and focused at the fact that Brother Polite, nonetheless, because he is a brother, he stood up for the sisters. He stood up for the children. Big ups and black power to that. They're more pissed off at him for allowing the sister's voice to be heard. They didn't say now one thing in opposition to what has taken place to this sister, taking place against the sister, nor against the child. No words about that. If anything, if you ask me, because they didn't speak up against it, because they didn't stand against it, because they didn't check their own brother, their own homie, their own fellow bedsheet. Yes, I went there. They didn't check them. They're basically saying it's all good. They're basically saying it's all to the good. We want more of you. We want more of that to come from you, brother, Captain Tazariak. That's just what they're saying in their actions or the lack thereof. That's some disgusting shit to come from a so-called black man. Yes, I say so-called because a real black man would not allow himself to conduct that way. A real black man would not allow others in his circle, his surrounding circle, to gas him up to do that shit. These are not men. These are not men of the Lord, so-called. These, my friends, are, how can I say this by being nice? I can't say it by being nice, so I'm going to say it for what it is. These are destroyers of black families. These are destroyers of the black community, the black family. So with that being said, not to be too disrespectful, but I gotta be disrespectful a little bit because this is the energy that you all give. I gotta give a big F you to all of y'all because y'all all support that shit. Y'all are jumping down this woman's throat for being abused, being victimized. What type of shit is that? But then you got the nerve, so again, like I said, you all have to sneak wives. You gotta sneak and go outside of your wife, spit some bullshit to, again, a weak-minded sister. And this is not disrespect because at the end of the day, these are the type of sisters that they go for. They go for the ones with weak minds. They go for the ones with low self-esteem. Right? And then turn around and say shit like, women, y'all need to be out there on them streets making money so I can turn it over to your Lord, aka your husbands, this, that, and the third. If you think I'm bullshitting, go onto Zariak's page. You'll see it for yourself. He has it up there. If he's still man enough to keep it there. Those are his words. Women need to be out there getting the money, bringing it back home to their lords. This is what he said, their lords, aka their husbands. That sounds like some pimp and prostitute shit. But again, it must be okay because their God told them to do it. Thinking it's not illegal, family living black ain't wrong. So again, those are just a couple key points that really got my attention. That I really didn't like, nor that I appreciate it. Because again, anybody who knows me knows I'm a champion for the sisters. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a champion for these children. You understand? You can't have no nation without the black woman. You can't have no nation without the legacy of the children. So with that being said, like I said, this is why I'm calling today Set the Example Part 2. Now we're going to get into my personal. This is my personal view, my personal opinion, my personal stance. When it comes to situations and shit like this, right? Again, dealing with so-called leadership, because like I always say, and like it's proven, action reflects leadership, right? This goes to show and prove that Johanna, I can't even call him a general because a real general does not conduct himself like that. John Lightborn is the brother's name, is the man's name. According to John Lightborn, aka Johanna, right? He ain't even up to par because this is the energy that he's pushing forth to his servants. Yes, I'm gonna call them just like that, his servants. Because at the end of the day, these brothers are out there. I keep saying brothers. These males are out there every weekend, spitting that bullshit, and trapping these sisters' minds, getting them go out there on doing whatever they do to get their money, to bring it back to their lords, aka the pimps. So the pimps can turn around to the big pimp, the the Kingpin Pimp, which is Johanna, aka John Lightborn. Right? That entire organization is just flawed. Anything that has to do with them is flawed. But if you let them tell it, they're no cowards. And if anything is outside of ISUPK under Commander General Johanna, ain't of the Lord, as they say. Y'all kill me with this bullshit. But nonetheless, I digress. Folks really need to start setting examples out here, man. Because at the end of the day, stuff like this will only continue. Whether it's the abuse of their sisters, pedophilia. Oh yeah, that was also in there as well. If you go into the conversation, you'll see where the sister, one of the wives of Tazariot, right? She clearly stated that Tazariot, Captain Tazariot, if you will, was either preying on or actually went forth and had a total physical hookup with one of the other wives' sister's daughter. So not only are we abusing the sisters, the wives, the mother of your children, not only are we disrespecting the children because they were born a certain way and they have no control over that, now we're up to going out and basically preying on babies. But according to their doctrine, they're going to get them young in the kingdom. What kingdom this is, I don't know. I don't want to be a part of this kingdom. Y'all can kick me out now because I don't want no part to do with this shit. They're preying on innocent children. Having these type of sexual relationships, quote unquote, preparing them for womanhood. Seriously? Seriously? But these are so-called men of the Lord though. Seriously? Seriously? And then these are the same ones that got the nerve to go at the Christian church, the Islamic mosques, and this, that, and the third for whatever goes on in their institutions. Meanwhile, their institutions are way the hell jacked up. But they put on this front, they put on this persona like they all good. They tip-top shape. Examples need to be set, straight up and down, on whatever level, but an example needs to be set. I'm sorry, whether if it has to even come to an ass whooping, whatever the case may be, something needs to be set in place. These brothers, I keep saying the word brothers again, what the hell is wrong with me? These dudes, males, and these bedsheet garments, these are the ones that need to be made example of before the entire, again I say the entire black family as a whole. So that way we can see first and foremost what will happen when you go against the black family. What will happen when you go against the black woman? What will happen when you go against the black child? The might of the nation rests within the women. The defense of the nation rests within the men. The defense of the nation rests within the youth. At the end of the day, based on this so-called defense that Tazariak has put up and provided for this sister, her might is not that strong, at least when she was dealing with this dude. He's not defending these babies. He's throwing these babies to the wolves, if you will. So this type of energy from these type of males must be eradicated. Quick, fast, in a freaking hurry. It must be eradicated from our presence. It must be eradicated from amongst the people. Because at the end of the day, shit like that was only going to infect the people and make them more and more broken. Make them worse off than what we already are. You understand what I'm saying? This shit needs to be stopped ASAP by any and everybody that can hear what I'm saying. By any and everybody that knows what the hell these people are up to. That knows how they conduct themselves. That shit needs to be stopped. An example needs to be made out front. I don't care, hell, they can do it right there, right on 125th and Lenox Avenue, right where they be at. Banging that bullshit. That's where it can go down at. Right there on their own turf and their own surrounding area, if you will. That way, you know what I'm saying? It's really made. It's making an impact. It's felt. You feel what I'm saying? It's felt. That example is set and it's felt amongst the people. That way, it provides, again, the idea of what can happen to your ass out there once you start slipping up on that bullshit like this dude is. I ain't gonna front. I'm a little hot right now based on the things that I heard. Again, if you give me if I'm able to find the link to this show, I'm going to put it in the description box. I want y'all to listen to this shit for yourself. Then you come back and holler at me and we can talk on this shit, because this ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. This ain't no laughing matter. This shit is real. You literally got brothers. Here we go again with this freaking brother word. You got dudes out here running around with this energy, pumped up and gassed up by some fake ass general. You understand? Fake ass general of some deity that's giving this so-called general this energy to feed his so-called soldiers, his servants, to go out there out there in these streets with this bullshit. Again, they say if it ain't about ISUBK under the command of General Yohana, it ain't about the Lord. Well, guess what? I'm just not about that Lord. Me and my people just ain't about that Lord, because we are about the saving, the defending of our black people, starting with our black woman, then trickling down to our black child, because at the end of the day, you can't have no black nation without those two components right there. You can't. You can't. You can't. And the fact that these are so-called black men, this is the shit that bothers me, but y'all always want to turn around and talk about how much of a devil the white man is. This is what y'all say out there when y'all out there on these corners. How much of the white man's the devil? The white man's the devil. This, that, and third. Look what he does to the white man does, and yada, 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 yada. You guys are freaking backwards. Period, point blank. Y'all are backwards in your words. Backwards in your talk. Backwards in your stance. All the above. Y'all got it all twisted. All the way twisted. But again, this is what y'all say. This is how y'all live. And y'all get upset because the sister that you chose to deal with, that you chose to lay with, finally got tired of the bullshit that you brought her way. And now she's speaking out. So y'all want to get mad at her, call her all kinds of this, that, and the third, out her name, yada, 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 yada. But I guarantee you, when you was laying with this sister, you wasn't saying that shit. You want to get mad at brothers like Polite, who's providing this outlet for this sister to speak her piece, when you all did not provide it. Y'all shut her down. Y'all kicked her out even, so to speak. So what are we saying, family? Y'all need to be made an example of real quick, fast, and a hurry, because you guys are a cancer. You guys are a cancerous tumor that just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows within the body of the black family, which is us as a people. You all need to be cut out, removed from the body of the black family. Period, point blank. I don't care if it's cut out, ripped out, and of course, I'm speaking metaphorically, but at the end of the day, you understand what the hell I'm saying. You all need to be removed. Fast. Fast. And I guarantee you, once that type of energy is removed from amongst the people, I guarantee you'll start to see a different type of vibe. Because at the end of the day, anybody who knows about you all knows that you guys were planted within the community. Let's keep it clear. You guys were planted within the community. By who? Whose bidding are you doing? The government's bidding. Period. And there's no way you can fight that. There's no way you can fight that. Because if you wasn't doing the government's bidding, you would have stayed on course, stayed on track with exactly the way that your founders, your forefathers, if you will, laid the shit down. Who was, and one of them, to be exact, I believe his name was Rabbi Matthews, or either Wentworth or Matthews, one of the two. I think it was Matthews. African-born, Nigerian-born, right? Stood on the principles of Africa. But here comes you guys, a couple decades later, changing up shit to fit your own personal agenda. Because we all know that you all hate the black woman who bore you. We all know you hate the black people who surround you. We know this shit. But yet you embrace everybody from the outside, aka white folks within your own crews and cliques and organizations. Yeah, we know what time it is with y'all. You all hate black people, period. And it shows in your actions. It's heard in your speech. This is why I always say, what you think you speak, what you speak you walk. Look at those three things. Look at your mind, look at your speech, look at your walk. You all hate the black family, period. Period. And that's the type of shit, and once again, that needs to be eradicated from amongst our presence as a black people. Fast. Fast. We out here trying to save our sisters from society and the shit that they already caught up in. But meanwhile, you want to turn around and call them that which society already calls them. You want to call them the whores. You want to call them the hoes, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 yada. You all are not about bringing our sisters up to their fullest potential. You guys are not about bringing our children up to their fullest potential. You're about trapping their minds within the confinements of a bullshit-ass book, with a bullshit-ass doctrine, from a bullshit-ass leader. Therefore, you got bullshit-ass servants out there on these corners. It's all bullshit. And bullshit needs to be cleaned up, wiped off, eradicated, and burned before the people. I said that shit. Yeah, I said that shit. It's a metaphor, but the reality of the energy behind it is real. It's real. Oh, man. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to get the link. You all can check it out for yourselves. Listen clearly to everything that this sister says. Listen clearly to the questions that Polite asks her. Then you'll have the opportunity to hear some callers coming in. And of course, 90% of them were Hebrews who was shitting on the whole conversation. Also throwing out irrelevant shit that had nothing to do with the conversation at all. So, trying to do what? Distract the real listeners from tuning in, so they won't get caught up and face their own bullshit. Face the bullshit that these so-called men of God are putting out before the people. They don't want their stuff to be revealed. They don't. They don't want their stuff to be revealed. So in order to stop that revelation, revelations, y'all like that word, don't y'all? In order to stop that revelation of their garbage before the people, they have to turn around and try to degrade and demonize the voice of a sister, the voice of a brother, prior to them even opening their mouths. What you got to hide? What do you have to hide? What the hell do you have to hide? If you are a so-called man of God, as you say you are, then you should be able to stand on everything that you say. You should be able to stand on everything that you walk, everything that you think. Brothers like myself ain't shit to hide. Ain't shit to hide. Ask me a question, I'll give you the answer. Ask me for an example, I said it. Because I stand on what I say. I live what I say. I live what I think. These dudes, males, I can't call them men, I can't call them brothers. They don't. They're in fear of their own selves. And they have to project that fear against that of the black family. Mainly the black woman. How can you fear that which gave birth to your stupid ass? I guarantee you, these same people, these same males, again, not men, they can't go around their mothers. I guarantee you, they cannot go around their mothers. Hell, some of their mothers can't even come and worship with them. They tell their moms, "Now you gotta get the hell out." Seriously, again, family, forgive me for laughing. Also, forgive me for being upset, but I have to laugh this shit off to keep me from getting more and more upset. Understand? Because the shit is just that real. Again, you're looking at and you're hearing a champion for the sisters. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. Let one of these types being around in my area doing this shit, dogging out a sister, and I'm around and I see and or hear it. I guarantee you, I'm beating that ass on sight. And you can call your God, you can call whoever the hell you want to call for your defense. But I guarantee you, before you make that call, your ass will be whooped. We gotta start setting examples out here, man. Everybody always want to cry and complain about the examples that's not being set, that needs to be set against outside entities dealing with black people. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to stand up and speak on the bullshit that certain black people do to other black people. Nah, man. It starts with the house. It starts within the home, man. Cleaning up house starts with us. Within the black people, the black family, which is the black nation nonetheless. This is why I always say, family, you can't get mad at me for saying this shit. Black love is a cure for the black nation, so let's get it. When you see your fellow black male, your fellow black man, your fellow black woman out in these streets, you're supposed to be looking at a reflection of yourself. But, of course, these different doctrines that these people are under, these different spells that these people are under, by way of these so-called guys and these so-called generals and leaders, this, that, and the third, again, action reflects leadership, right? The spell that they're under, right? It has them mentally jacked the hell up. There's another word I want to use, but I refuse to use it. But you know what I mean. They got them twisted. And then they want to turn around and say that the people are twisted. Nah, homie. It's you. It's you. The shit starts with you. It starts with you. Stop projecting that shit out to the people. And start internalizing your own shit, and I guarantee you will not like it. I guarantee you will not like it. I say it again. I guarantee you, your ass will not like it. So this is my suggestion to you. Whether your name is Tazariot, whether your name is Johanna, whether your name is whatever, all these other bed sheets and all these other people that's around here with this type of energy like that. Again, I'm not even speaking strictly based to the Hebrews, whether it be One West or whatever. I'm not sticking strictly to them. I would give y'all too much credit by doing that. But what I'm talking about is all y'all so-called black males that's got this type of energy, got this type of mindset within your bodies, and it's coming out your mouth. It's being lived in your walk. I'm talking to all y'all out there. Anybody that's on that shit, and I see it, and I hear it, I guarantee you, TOS. You understand? Smash, SOS, TOS, whatever you want to call them, smash you on sight. I'm gonna tax you on sight. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. An example must be set, man, that they're all real brothers, real stand-up dudes around in these different hoods, in our different communities that are out here to defend, protect, and provide for our women and children. Period. That example must be set. Everybody out here wants the rest of the world to respect us, but how the hell we gonna get that respect from the rest of the world when we got our own males on some bullshit worse than our so-called enemies? Serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? So again, I'm going to do my best one more time to get that link to that show. It's going to be in the description box. Please, family, please, 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 I beg you to listen to this radio show. And I guarantee you, you will have the same amount of rage, if not more, that I have right here on this video. Again, we got to set the example, man, part 2. We have to set the examples, man. We got to set the examples. We got to run cats like this up out of our midst, man. Fast, man. They got to be faster than Usain Bolt when they hit the block, man. Book it. They got to book it when they see real brothers coming, man. Everybody talk about cross the line. Break that line, smash that line, and smash on their ass, man. Straight up and down. Because that shit is unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. So to the sister out there, man, big ups and black power to you. Speak your voice with any outlet and any platform that you're available to speak out, man. We need to hear more of this stuff, man. We need to hear this shit because people don't believe it. People don't believe it. We need to hear more from those that are the primary source, if you will. Everybody talk about references to sources, this, that, and third. That's a primary source. That's a primary reference. We need to hear more of those. Big ups to Brother Polite as well for providing that platform for her to say what she had to say. Big ups and black power to that, man. Big ups and black power to all the family that understood the real messages being spread, being said within that conversation. And a big F you again to all of y'all that called in with that bullshit. That all of y'all that support that bullshit. Any and everybody. Straight up and down. That's coming from me and Guvo Nayusi R.A.M. You don't like it, holla at me. Period. Questions, comments, concerns, please get at me. Let's talk. Whether here in the comment box or on my email, ranmbg@gmail. Get at me. Let's talk. Because this is a serious goddamn issue. Serious issue. Serious issue. The more and more we abuse these black women, the more and more we produce a degradation and torment to our children, what the hell kind of nation you think you're going to get? What kind of kingdom you think you're going to get? You're going to get exactly what you got right now, if not worse. Y'all ain't thinking, man. Y'all ain't thinking. Y'all ain't thinking. And it's shown in your speech. It's heard in your speech, and it's shown in your walks. But you guys are so-called men of the Lord. Again, man, questions, comments, concerns, please get at me. Oh, man. Start setting the examples, family. When you see this type of shit out there, set the example. When you hear this type of shit out there, set the example. And I guarantee you, your shit around your surrounding areas will start to change up. Because we made it change up. We changed it. In the meantime, between time, stay tuned, keep it locked, keep it G. You already know you have been watching RANM RBG TV. Yeah, damn it, you know we keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with common issues. And this abuse of our women and children is a common issue. And we got to seek what? Common solutions. And how do we get that common solution? With black love. Because you know why? Black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Black love will eradicate this shit. Black love will burn this shit. Black love will smash this shit. Keep it locked to the next one, man. You already know I'm your brother in Google, now you see R&M. You hear that? Your brother. The sister's champion. You understand? The children's champion. The black people's champion. Because I love my people. I love my sisters. I love these children. Cats like that don't. They don't do it. They don't like, love, nothing. They're more in tune. Hell, you heard what they say all the time. They're more in close relation to white folks than they are with their own people. That already right there. That one line right there shows you the type of mentality that they have. So y'all dwell on that. Y'all let that marinate for a little bit. Then y'all holler at me, man. Stay tuned and keep it locked to RNM RBG TV. You know we keep it G. Uncle Jobson there, Butuapo Black Power, man. Once again, man, black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's goddamn get it. I'm your brother in Google. Now you see all Ray and them. Keep it locked. Let's go. Bang out. Bang smart. Black power.